I guess in the right hands, it could do something, but you'd have to
But
see with Time Warner. You were there, so
yeah,
had they left the creative alone, the bean counters could have come in and budgeted you differently. They could have routed your travel, changed the travel budget, but anything related to the writing room, had they left that alone, you probably could have made it, right?
I think that that was the first one, and then when AOL came in, I mean, you were talking about, it was kind of,
Standards and practices, meetings and
it's,
whatnot.
just, it was, and it was a nerd fest, you know, so.
Was there anybody who would come to you guys from AOL Time Warner who knew wrestling? Like, were there any of the guys or gals that came into the writing meetings or whatever that had valuable input?
No, none.
Right.
None. No.
See, this is the problem. So,
Well, that's the thing too, is it's not like you're buying, whatever the hell the Washington Guardians or whatever the hell what's the name of the football team? Commanders?
Commanders, yeah.
Yeah. So when now they've got all that, you know, crap going on with the commissioner hiding this and, Snyder doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But, but you sell that has just because it's part of the National Football League, and also it's got the television package. Like there's nothing there. I was watching Bob Costas on HBO last night. He was talking to the commissioner of baseball, and they were saying how the numbers are just nowhere near like back in the day. Like say when Reggie Jackson, was hitting home runs for the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers were like MASH. They were doing 21s during the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's nothing like that now. It's a pittance. And the only actual programming that has sustained that kind of marketability is the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yet on the night when, the Astros and the Phillies were playing at the same time on Thursday night, the Eagles and the Texans were playing.
That's right.
And the baseball games in both those markets outdrew the football. So, oh yeah, because once they took the F out, like once the WWF became WWE,
yeah,
and all of a sudden, man, it was just like they were working their way to become corporate. They were working their way to become, what am I trying to say? Public. I'm sorry, public. Ugh.
publicly traded.
Yeah,
so,
they were trying to get public,
yeah.
so they started to, from pulling a rubber hand out of a woman's vagina to now we've got to figure out how we can cut this back and make this a viable stock option.
Yeah.
And so they really put the kibosh. And, I remember several times, like, I remember coming back and they'd be like, 1:00, everybody down at the ring, we've got a rehearsal. I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck, man, my back ain't touching that mat. And it'd be like, no, we're doing it. Like, we're going to go over the verbiage. And I'm like, it's fucking 1:00. I just got here. I don't fucking know anything I'm supposed to say. So I'd go down there like it was a sitcom day one. I'd just read off the fucking paper. And then you'd get hollered at. I don't think you're prepared. I'm like, wait till 8:00. I'll know just as much of this.